The rain came down in sheets when Ayan Khan pulled his coat tighter. The collar turned up against the wind. The Mercedes glided past him, hugging the slick tarmac, lights shimmering off puddles. He stepped forward, heart thudding, the city's lights flickering like a heartbeat himself. Inside, at the back seat, sat Zara Malik, heiress, untouchable in every public photo. But right now her eyes were red, her jaw clenched, and she stared out the window as if she were seeing the world for the first time. "Ayan," she said, voice low. "Why didn't you tell me?" He kept his gaze on the road. "Because I had no right to, and because you couldn't have known." She turned to face him, the dark hood of her coat falling back. "You're supposed to protect me. You promised." The pain in her voice cracked something inside him. "Instead, I found out things. Things you kept hidden." He exhaled, heavy. "Everything I did was so you would survive." Zara's laugh was hollow. "Survive? Is this surviving?" She raised her voice so the driver ahead heard the angry flash of her anger, but the driver stayed steady. "You left me vulnerable, Ayan. I trusted you." For a long moment, silence filled the car. The hum of the engine, the patter of rain against glass. Outside, the city's skyscrapers loomed like sentinel guardians. "We've been under threat for weeks," he said finally. "Your father's enemies, old debts. You know the world you live in." He glanced at her. "You think bodyguards make you invisible?" "No, I made a choice. I took a role you didn't see." Zara's face went pale. "What role?" "A shield, but also something more." His tone dropped. "I compromised. I infiltrated. I watched people you trusted. I chose people you thought safe." He paused, turning his head slightly toward her. "Because if I didn't, you would be gone." Her fingers trembled in her lap. "Gone?" she asked, voice smaller now. "Yes." He pulled through a tunnel, the lights racing overhead. "Last week your car explosion, the one you thought was an accident. I wasn't there next to you because I was tracking the trigger man. If I'd been beside you, he would have attacked when your guard was down." I diverted. Tears rolled down Zara's cheeks. She wasn't ready to wipe them away. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I couldn't," he replied. "Because you would step into the spotlight. You would insist on something you couldn't handle. And because I love you." The words hit her like a fist. Her breath caught. "Love," she whispered. "You love me?" He stopped the car for a second. Just at the entrance of her father's estate, light pouring in from outside the gates. He looked at her straight. "Yes, I'm your bodyguard, yes. But I didn't sign up just to stand behind you. I signed on to keep you whole, even if you hate me for not telling you." Zara's silence weighed like stone. Then she said, "I don't hate you yet. I'm so scared that I don't know what to feel." Her fingers moved to her lips, biting at the inside. "You protected me and you lied to me. Just, how do I trust you now?" Ayan got out of the car and walked around to open her door. The rain had slowed to a drizzle. He offered his hand. "Trust isn't given. It's proved. Let me prove it." She looked away, then took his hand. She climbed out into the damp night, the gates opening for her as though the estate knew her return. She paused, looking back at him. "Prove it, then." Later, in the cold foyer of the mansion, the chandeliers sparkled and the butler's footsteps echoed. Zara's father, Mr. Malik, sat behind his broad mahogany desk, his face emotionless. He cleared his throat. "Zara, what is this about?" Zara, wrapped in a velvet shawl, climbed to her feet. "Dad, I found out someone's been investigating me from inside. Someone I trusted." Her eyes flicked toward Ayan. "And I had to know." Mr. Malik stiffened. "Investigating you? You're my daughter, not a business rival." She took a breath, and I almost lost that fact altogether. Ayan kept tabs on people who work for me. "For you." She stopped. "For me." Mr. Malik looked from daughter to bodyguard, his lips pressed thin. "Is this true?" he asked Ayan. "Yes, sir," Ayan replied, voice steady. "I monitored. I listened. I intervened." He paused. "Not by your daughter's decision, Mr. Malik, by mine. Because I saw the threat before it struck." Mr. Malik's chair creaked. "What threat?" Ayan hesitated. "A group wants to expose our family's internal secrets. Your company's hidden liabilities. Your daughter as leverage. They tried to manipulate her after the accident to force you into concessions." Zara looked at her father. "You need to know." Her voice shook. I was targeted. Suddenly, Mr. Malik's gaze softened, regret creeping in. Why didn't you tell me? Ayan stood straighter. Because your daughter would still be vulnerable the moment you did. Zara's father closed his eyes, rubbed the bridge of his nose. You endangered yourself. His voice rough. I knew the stakes. I accepted them. He and Mr. Malik locked eyes. Then father turned to daughter. Zara, I'm sorry. I shielded you with wealth and power, but not with truth. I thought I could keep you safe by limiting what you knew. Tears glistened on Zara's cheek. I need to know I'm safe. With you, Ayan. And with you, Dad. Not just safe from things, but safe inside this truth. Mr. Malik nodded. You will. Ayan, you stay. Ayan allowed himself a tiny nod of relief. In the weeks that followed, Zara spent evenings walking the grounds, the estate's tall hedges closing around her like walls of secret memories. Ayan was often nearby, not always in uniform, sometimes just in a plain jacket, the night wind brushing his hair. She asked him questions. He answered. She didn't always like the answers. He didn't always enjoy giving them. One night they sat by the pool, silent under the moon, the water still. Zara finally spoke. Why did you love me? You could have chosen someone your own rank. He watched the water ripple as the wind brushed the surface. Because you're fierce, because you make me believe someone deserves something better, and because the moment I decided to protect you, I realized I'd been protecting myself too. She looked at him. That sounds like a cliché. He smiled faintly. Maybe, but it's true, her voice lowered. I'm scared of this life. Of being rich, of being watched, of being prey. He reached for her hand. Then let me make you whole. Not just rich and watched and prey, but human. Let me give you a life where you choose, where you feel safe because you know the truth. She squeezed his hand. And if the truth hurts? He held her gaze. It will. But I won't let you fall because of it. The final confrontation came late on a Friday. Zara had just left a board meeting of her father's company and stepped into the underground garage. The lights glowed yellow, the concrete walls cold. She sensed something wrong. The echo of footsteps, a car door, a masked figure lunged. She froze. Suddenly, a strong shadow slammed into the attacker. Ayan. His body slammed the man away, knocked him into the wall. Zara screamed. The attacker drew a knife. Ayan's voice low but charged. Zara, run! She hesitated, rooted to the spot. He grabbed her upper arm and pulled hard. Now! She sprinted to the stairwell. She heard the crash, the grunt, then silence. Moments later, she raced back. Ayan lay on the floor, knife beside him, breathing ragged. The attacker gone. She dropped to her knees. Ayan, no! She cradled his head, blood seeping from his temple. His eyes fluttered. I missed. He rasped. He coughed. I missed the role. Tears streaming, Zara pressed her hand to his wound. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. He looked up at her, struggled. Only because you ran. She shook her head. That's not true. He forced a smile. It is. Because you trusted me. She put a shaky hand on his face. I trust you. I need you. He closed his eyes, pain ripping through him. But his fingers found hers. Always. When in the hospital days later, the antiseptic smell heavy. Zara stayed by his bedside, her face pale from worry. Her fingers tangled in his. The surgeon approached. He'll recover. It was close. She exhaled, relief and fear intertwined. Ayan opened his eyes. Zara, she leaned in. I'm here, he winced. I failed you. Her hand squeezed his. You saved me. He looked at her long. Can you accept that someone can protect you and still lie to you? She searched his face. If the truth is that you'd rather die than let me be hurt, then yes. A small smile cracked his lips. Then I guess I succeeded. Tears fell again. This time for gratitude, for love, for fear, for everything. Years later, they stood on a balcony overlooking the city they once moved through in shadows. Zara in a simple dress, Ayan beside her in a suit he barely wore. The world had changed. The threats had eased. But the memory of that night, the knife, the pool, the truth, stayed. She leaned into him. You know what invincible really means? He looked at the skyline. No, what? She whispered. It means someone is willing to break so you won't have to. He looked at her and nodded, tears of his own risking free. And you make me want to be someone worth breaking. She turned to him. You already are. The morning light filtered through the hospital blinds like timid hope. Zara hovered beside Ayan's bed, silent except for the soft whir of machines. His hand lay limp on the crisp white sheet. She touched it gently as though afraid movement might shatter him again. The door opened and the doctor stepped in, his face serious but kind. He's strong, he said, but recovery will take time. No sudden movements. Emotional stress must be avoided. Ayan shook his head. You did this. Farid's security tried to move, but before they could act, Ayan stepped between Zara and the board. He gave the signal. The cyber surveillance friend released the recordings. Evidence flooded the room. Video of Farid's meetings, proof of the accident plan, the sisters' coerced cooperation. Farid stammered. No escape. Later, as the early morning sky changed, Zara and Ayan stood alone on the terrace again. Exhaustion weighed them, but relief too. Zara leaned into him. We did it. Not yet, Ayan said gently. There are consequences. There are more loose threads. Zara closed her eyes. Fine, I'm ready. With you. He kissed her temple. I'll be by your side. And so the life changed. The media circles, the threats, the company upheaval, all cooled. Trust rebuilt between Zara and her father, honest and open this time. Ayan stepped back into the protective role, but not just as shield, as partner. Zara walked confidently, not in fear, and Ayan watched, proud and protective, but no longer secretive. One evening, they sat on the couch in the living room overlooking the city. Zara's hand found his. Do you ever think about how different things would be if I'd never hired you? He glanced at her. Constantly, her lips curved. And if I never met you? He pulled her close. I'm glad I met you. He paused. Because whatever happens, I know I'll do everything I can so you don't have to be afraid. Zara's voice trembled. And I'll do everything so you don't have to carry it alone. They sat in silence, city lights shimmering, hearts beating the same steady rhythm. The threats might return, some doors remained unlocked, but together they had faced the darkness and found their light. The morning light filtered through the hospital blinds like timid hope. Zara hovered beside Ayan's bed, silent except for the soft whir of machines. His hand lay limp on the crisp white sheet. She touched it gently, as though afraid movement might shatter him again. The door opened and the doctor stepped in, his face serious but kind. He's strong, he said, but recovery will take time. No sudden movements. Emotional stress must be avoided. Zara nodded, eyes shining with a mixture of relief and fear. The doctor left, footsteps soft, and she turned back to Ayan. His eyelids fluttered, the bruise at his temple darkening. He exhaled. Zara, he whispered. Thank you. She dropped into the chair beside the bed. Don't thank me yet. You're still fighting. Her voice cracked. And I still need you. Ayan blinked. I need you too. He paused, a pained smile. I couldn't let you carry it all. She leaned forward. But you did carry it all anyway. She swallowed. And I crashed into your life like the bullets you dodged. He squeezed her hand. You didn't crash. You saved me from a life that didn't belong to me. She looked at him, tears threatening again. Tell me, everything, no more secrets. Ayan hesitated, his face pale and strained. All right. When I first joined your father's security team, I thought the job was simple. Watch, protect, alert. But I found something. He breathed heavily. I found that your father had hidden debts, that investors were manipulating company leaks, that someone inside was selling your name. Zara absorbed this. Inside, someone we trusted, he nodded. Yes, I traced it to one of your father's board members, a man named Farid Khanna. I watched him for weeks. He met with unknown people, shifted funds, threatened people you cared about. Zara's voice dropped. Why didn't you tell me? Why lie? Because you would have gone to him. You would have confronted him, and he would have used you. I couldn't let that happen. She closed her eyes, anguish and anger mixing. So you removed me from the loop. I felt powerless. You were powerful. Ayan's voice was steadier now. You just didn't know it yet. Over the next days, they planned a way to act. Zara walked the halls of her father's estate, meetings, boardrooms, late-night strategy sessions with Ayan sitting quiet in the corner. Her father watched, his trust in Ayan deepening and wariness growing. They discovered Farid had arranged for an old friend of Zara's, someone she considered like a sister, to be used as leverage. A simple car accident, and then a public scandal to force your father's hand. One evening, Zara and Ayan sat on the roof terrace. The city lights glowed below like distant stars. Zara had left her coat behind, the night breeze cool on her bare arms. "I'm angry," she said quietly. "I'm angry that you decided for me, and I'm angry that I let you." Ayan turned to her. "I know." She leaned back, letting the steel railing bite into her palms. "I want to take back control. I want to fight. With you." He reached for her. "Then let's do it together." In the days that followed, they gathered evidence. Documents, recordings, contacts. Ayan's old friend in cyber surveillance helped. Zara's father, once reluctant, joined fully, his anger at betrayal giving him a sharp edge. Farid's guard dropped. He thought the bodyguard was just loyal, the heiress distracted. He didn't see the plan growing. The confrontation came at the shareholders' gala, an event crafted for show, but turned into a sting. Zara in an elegant dress, smile poised but eyes alert. Ayan in a tailored suit, formal but expectation lit in his gaze. Farid stood at the microphone, polished, arrogant. He expected accolades. Instead, Zara spoke. She revealed his betrayal, the hidden contracts, the funds diverted. The room gasped. The cameras flashed. Farid's face went white. "You betrayed trust," Zara said, voice clear. "You betrayed family," she paused. "And you underestimated me. And him." She turned to Ayan. "Thank you." Ayan shook his head. "You did this." Farid's security tried to move, but before they could act, Ayan stepped between Zara and the board. He gave the signal. The cyber surveillance friend released the recordings. Evidence flooded the room. Video of Farid's meetings, proof of the accident plan, the sisters' coerced cooperation. Farid stammered. No escape. Later, as the early morning sky changed, Zara and Ayan stood alone on the terrace again. Exhaustion weighed them, but relief too. Zara leaned into him. "We did it." "Not yet," Ayan said gently. "There are consequences. There are more loose threads." Zara closed her eyes. "Fine, I'm ready. With you." He kissed her temple. "I'll be by your side." And so the life changed. The media circles, the threats, the company upheaval, all cooled. Trust rebuilt between Zara and her father, honest and open this time. Ayan stepped back into the protective role, but not just as shield, as partner. Zara walked confidently, not in fear, and Ayan watched, proud and protective, but no longer secretive. One evening, they sat on the couch in the living room overlooking the city. Zara's hand found his. "Do you ever think about how different things would be if I'd never hired you?" He glanced at her. "Constantly," her lips curved. "And if I never met you?" He pulled her close. "I'm glad I met you." He paused. "Because whatever happens, I know I'll do everything I can so you don't have to be afraid." Zara's voice trembled. "And I'll do everything so you don't have to carry it alone." They sat in silence, city lights shimmering, hearts beating the same steady rhythm. The threats might return, some doors remained unlocked, but together they had faced the darkness and found their light.